Hello, it's Alex, the Bookubus. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my December TBR, specifically my Christmas Evil Readathon TBR. So this is a readathon taking place during the whole month of December, and it's hosted by a bunch of amazing people: Kelly at Kelly Hooked on Books, Kelsey at Slime and Slashers, Crystal at Fibre Artsy, Katrina at Katrina Brown, and Michelle at Michelle's Melancholia. I got everyone. So yes, of course I will leave all of their announcement videos linked below, because they have a lot more planned for the month than just the readathon. Yeah, definitely go take a look. I'm hoping to join in with some of the other festivities that they have going on. And yeah, I will admit I'm not feeling Christmassy in the slightest yet. It's like, yeah, getting towards the end of November, but yeah, not feeling Christmassy at all. I've actually been feeling pretty bar humbug at my neighbours, who have gone all out with their Christmas decorations pretty much right after Halloween, and they just kept adding more and more, and it's a lot. And I mean, to each their own, but I'm kind of like, wow, every time I go outside. Anyway, I'm sure I will get into the festive spirit soon enough, and maybe even put up some Christmas decorations myself. But yeah, I did think it was time to bust out a festive jazzy jumper. So we've got sequins and yeah, all of that good stuff. So anyway, the readathon and my TBR. So there are 9 prompts, and I have books for most of the prompts. I think there's a couple that I didn't have anything for. But anyway, let's start at number 1. Black Christmas. Read an occult book or story, or a book featuring black magic. And I am going with Wet Bones by John Shirley. This is a 90s splatterpunk novel, and it's one I've been meaning to read for ages, and I picked it as my December pick for Kelly's From Hell book club, which is a monthly book club that she runs, and she asked me a couple of months ago to pick December's book, which was really awesome. I was honoured to yeah, be able to pick a book for one of the months. And yeah, I went with Wet Bones because yeah, I don't know if we've read any like splatterpunky stuff in the book club yet, so I figured I'd slip one in there. And yeah, I don't remember exactly what this is about. I just remember adding it to my TBR ages ago because it sounded interesting at the time. And yeah, I think it's something to do with Hollywood and like the dark underbelly. I think there might be a serial killer involved, and probably a lot of drugs and sex and gory violence, I'm hoping. But I do seem to remember there being an occult element, but I could be totally making that up. So yeah, I guess we will find out when I actually get to reading it. But yeah, whether it fits the prompt or not, I'm really excited for it. So, okay. Prompt number 2 is Krampus. Read a creature feature or a book/story featuring a monster. And I'm going with The Stone Serpent by Nicholas Kaufman. He had a book that came out last year called The Hungry Earth, which he very kindly sent me a copy of. And yeah, read it, thoroughly enjoyed it. It is about a doctor who is investigating this thing that starts happening in the small town where she lives, where people's bodies are being taken over by some strange fungus. Yeah, it was great, and he got in touch with me recently to see if I'd be interested in reading the follow-up, which is The Stone Serpent. So it features the same main character and a different adventure that she gets into. So to give you a brief synopsis, there is a petrified corpse that ends up on her autopsy table, and yeah, she's convinced it must be a fossil, but the evidence says otherwise. And then yeah, it mentions a little bit further down that there are vicious, deadly creatures preying on the people of Valley Grove. So it mentions creatures, so yeah, I'm not exactly what kind of creatures they are, but I'm going to count it as fitting for this prompt. So yeah, this should be a fun one. Prompt number 3 is a Christmas carol. Read a book featuring a ghost or a haunting of some kind, and I'm going with The Ghost of Ernie P by Betty Wren Wright. This is a middle grade book, one that I found, I can't remember if it was at a library book sale or a thrift store, I think earlier this year sometime. And yeah, I've never read anything by this author, but I have heard of her. And yeah, figured I would give this one a go this time of year. It seemed to fit the prompt, so why not? And yeah, it sounds like this is about a boy called Jeff who moves to a new town and he becomes haunted by the ghost of Ernie P. It's not just a clever name. And the tagline says you can believe in ghosts, but you don't have to believe what they tell you. So yeah, hopefully this will be a good one too. Number 4 is Read a Gifted Book, and I am going with The Seventh Mansion by Marie Smyer. This is one that a very lovely viewer gifted to me, so thank you ever so much. And this is one, yeah, I've been meaning to pick up for quite a while, but yeah, now is finally the time. This is one that I was definitely taken in by the cover because I think it's amazing. And I've also heard Kathy Koja talk very highly of this one. So yeah, if it has the Koja seal of approval, then count me in. And this is about a character who is new in town, a common theme, and makes some friends, and they are budding environmental and animal rights activists, and they become caught up in, yeah, some things with them, and sounds like they then get kicked out of school, and with time on their hands, they explore the local woods and they discover the relic of a Catholic saint in a nearby church. And things go from there. It sounds like a really unique premise, and yeah, I had a look at the first page and was already really taken in by the writing style. So very much looking forward to this one. Number 5 is Mood Read, and I'm going with a book that was recently sent to me very kindly by the publisher. That doesn't happen every day. It is a small book of exemplary deaths by Matt Sturrock, and this is a non-fiction book all about interesting ways that people have died. So should be a fun one. But yeah, it's a really lovely book. This hardback book, I will share it in a book haul hopefully sometime soon so you can see it a little better. So it sounds like a unique and interesting read, and yeah, I figured why not add this one to my December TBR. I feel like, yeah, December is that time of kind of like death and rebirth, you know, the end of one year and the start of the new year. So yeah, this one should be an interesting read. Okay, prompt number 6 is Sleigh Bells. Read a slasher book or story. I didn't have one for this prompt, so moving on to number 7, Winter Wonderland. Read a book set in winter. And I went with Night School by Caroline B. Cooney. Maybe not an overtly winter set book, but I was, yeah, really wanting to fit a point horror book in this month, as I usually do. And yeah, I had a quick flip through this one to see if I could figure out when it was set, and I did see something that mentioned winter, so I just decided to go with it. So it might not be set in winter after all, but I will give it a read and find out anyway. And this is about a character who signs up for a night class, and it says, yeah, it's a very select class. They are learning the art of fear, and their teacher demands results. But there's no easy way to make the grade in terror. Dun dun dun. So yeah, I hope this is a good one. It's one of hers that I haven't really heard anything about, but I have enjoyed some of her others. And yeah, she has quite a unique writing style, which kind of stands her apart from, you know, some other vintage YA horror stuff that I've read. So yeah, hopefully I will enjoy this one too. Number 8 is Santa's Little Helper. Read a middle grade book, and I'm doubling up here with The Ghost of Ernie P by Betty Wright. And number 9 is Reindeer Ride, read a translated work or a book written by a non-US author. And I didn't have a specific pick for this. I'm not sure if Matt Sturrock, it sounds like he lives in Canada but has also lived in the UK at some point, so I don't know whether he is British or Canadian or from somewhere else entirely. So he might fit for that prompt, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I didn't have a specific pick for that one, unfortunately. I was also trying to, yeah, be realistic in what I can accomplish during the month. So yeah, was unable to kind of fit all of the prompts. But I didn't do too badly in getting most of them. So yeah, I'm very excited about the books I've picked to read, and I'm looking forward to diving in. So that is it for this video, just a kind of short and sweet TBR video. And yeah, let me know if you are joining in with the Christmas Evil readathon as well. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video. Bye!